Welcome back. And as we earlier said, we're going to be talking in this topic about reviving the trail of the Holy Trip by the Holy Family, of course. The state has launched the first website to relate the Holy Trip taken by the Holy Family, Virgin Mary, peace be upon her, Joseph, and baby Jesus back then, 2,000 years ago, and that is being done in virtual reality navigation technology. And if, of course, it's a long distance that is going to be monitored, the trail of this trip and the stops taken in Egypt and the sacred situations that, of course, were mentioned in both books, the Quran and the Bible. And of course, we're going to shed light over this. We're very delighted to be having with us over the phone Dr. Adel Fouad Gendy, historian and researcher, and he's the general manager of the International Relations and Strategic Planning. Good morning, Dr. Adel.
Good morning, and Merry Christmas for Egypt and for the whole international community.
Same to you. First, we need to learn more about the effects or the efforts exerted to be able to revive and call back the memory of the sacred trip by the Holy Family, of course, Joseph, Virgin Mary, peace be upon her, and baby Jesus, peace be upon him. And what about the site that was launched by the state in virtual reality technology to relate the stops of this trip?
As we usually say, because you are following our efforts several years ago, so let us tell the people again about the story, how the Holy Family fled to Egypt, escaping from Herod, that aggressive Jewish king who was living in Bethlehem. So the Holy Family escaped or fled to Egypt, and they entered the country from the northeast side at Rafah, precisely, and then continue until they arrive to East Port Said at El Farama. El Farama have one of the only five circular in shape churches, and then they was to El Delta at three stop points at Sakha and Samanud and Tel Basta, and then to El Matariya and the tree of the Mary the Virgin. It's well known for all the Egyptians, and then to the Western Desert at the most or the biggest monasteries at Wadi al-Nutron. Again, they continue their trip until they arrive to historic Cairo at Sakha Church and a religious complex beside the Amr ibn al-As Mosque and the synagogue. And then they cross the Nile River at Maadi, where we find the Holy Bible opened on the famous and well-known say blessed be Egypt by people, and continue to Upper Egypt, exactly on the mid of Egypt at Asyut, Deir al-Mahara and Dronka, and of course at Al-Mania also at Jabal al-Tir. So this is the trail since the Holy Family entered Egypt and the stop point they passed by.
Let's take a flashback for with our viewers to relate the history of that holy trip and the reason for why they took that trip. As we remember together the quote, "Take the young child, his mother, and flee into Egypt." That was, of course, the quote that made the start of that holy trip, and the stops even that made Egypt become a safe haven.
Yes, sure. Yes,
for baby Jesus to save himself.
Yeah, let us ask ourselves the questions why they selected Egypt, despite there is Syria, there is Lebanon, besides there is Jordan, for example. But this is a holy order that to flee to Egypt because Allah blessed that land by himself. And Allah knows that this land received many prophets and are welcoming all the communities. They can live in peace. So they flee to Egypt, not to any other countries. As we usually say, that we are sending a message to the international community that this land is a land of peace, a land where all the cultures have been melted in, and the land that received all the prophets. So it is the land of peace. It's very good message, by the way, selected by Allah himself, And the second message we are sending to the international community using this story is that if the Holy Family hadn't sought refuge in Egypt, Christianity wouldn't have spread. This is a very important message. So the Christianity spreaded because the Holy Family welcomed because Egypt welcomed the Holy Family and provided secured shelter here in this land.
Right. As we all know, that this project by the state to launch a website that relate the stops of the trip of the Holy Family is not only a project that is made for tourism, but it's also something for humanity, and it's something for history, and it's something for reflecting the tolerance of Christianity and the tolerance of the people of Egypt, Ahl Masr, and the safety of that land. Talk to us about the importance of that, of documenting that holy trip.
Of course, yes, this application, virtual or reality, or even what's coming soon, which is augmented reality, this is another new technology, we'll talk about it. But these sort of applications are a means of promotion to Egypt, not only to the Holy Family Trail, because it promotes Egypt as the land of peace, the land that receives the Holy Family. So we are calling the international community to identify the countries that receive the Holy Family and provided them with a safe shelter from the operation of the unjust, aggressive Jewish king Herod. So we are providing a knowledge to the international communities. Where is Egypt? Where is the stop points? And what significance held every stop point by using this application? This application is not only a means of tourist promotion, but it's also a means of, a country promotion. We are promoting the country itself. We are reflecting that fact that this is Egypt, this is real Egypt. In this project, and specifically, we are not using the usual terms that we are enhancing the image of Egypt, but no, in this project we say we are reflecting the real image of Egypt.
Right. How is that project going to talk? It's also issued in 7 languages to our knowledge. So how is it going to address the other cultures and probably people who haven't who haven't heard about the story, who doesn't know anything about Christianity, who doesn't know anything about the history of Egypt, but it's a story of humanity also at the same time that is reflected about Egypt.
Exactly. This is why we say we are promoting to the Egyptian atmosphere itself. This is Egypt, yes, the land we're receiving all the prophets, and the land we are accepting different culture, and this is a very important message. Nowadays, by the way, as a result of the state's efforts to work on the ground, the Pope of the Vatican visited Egypt twice and said his famous saying, "I have come to make a pilgrimage to the land of Egypt." This saying resonated greatly with the international community and led to introducing the world to this bus. The bus was including in the Vatican's catalog for pilgrimages. You know, by the efforts of the project, by the visit of the Pope of Vatican, by this say, nowadays the whole humanity know where is Egypt, what is Egypt, what is the importance of Egypt among the universe itself, not among the world. No, it's very important piece of land among the universe, that land that received Jesus and the Holy Family, that land where the reason of spreading the Christianity all over the world.
Right. Also, there are plans also and a decision to plant the trail of this holy trip all by green trees and transform it into a green trail, all the stops of the holy trip. Talk to us about it.
Sure. The trail itself extended about 3,500 kilometers, starting from northeast side, as I mentioned, up to mid of Egypt. It passed by 25 stop points. Most of these stop points are remote areas and poor areas also. And those communities need job opportunities, needs direct income to them to have to earn money from any source of economy. So the strategy concentrated on how to attract or how to invite the tourists to visit these sites. These sites, by the way, were suffering for decades from unurban areas and maybe uncleaned areas also. So the strategy of the project based on how can we provide a pure area or suitable areas to be visited by the pilgrimages. We started the project since 2013, and of course we are using the ordination of the Pope, His Holiness the Pope Tewodros in 2013, and we asked him to bless the willing of the country to start on this project and to put it on the UNESCO World Heritage Site. So the strategy of developing these sites must be matching with the UNESCO criterions. That means that these areas to be developed in a green way, in a green theme. Green means that not planting and not providing trees and so, but green means that to provide a very natural place that matching with the historical period of the Holy Family when they entered the country, and also green means to practice some practices that matches and harmonized with the soul or the spirit of that trip. So our development plan was concentrating on that criterion. And I'm happy to say that 20 days ago, the Holy Family Trail has been declared as one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites on the intangible file.
Right, of course, Dr. Adel Fouad, Gendy, historian, researcher, general manager of international relations, strategic planning. Would like to thank you, sir, very much, and you have a good day. And I guess this brings us to the end of this edition of the Breakfast Show for today, the last day of 2022. And of course, tonight is going to mark a new start for a whole new year. Wishing you all the best. Happy New Year. May you have happiness, fulfill all your ambitions, and a year full of aspirations and love. And goodbye for now.